So we've been working on a 30-day nutrition challenge, and no matter how many times we go back and forth on it, I just can't bring myself to do it. For about 3 years when we first opened, we did one twice a year. And while they were successful during that short time period, they were never successful more than just a couple months. People usually gain the weight back. And I'm going to give you guys a link to an article, and I want you to just kind of look at it. They give a good explanation of why no 30-day. So the bigger picture that we're looking at is this journey of nutrition. And I want to just tell you a quick story about myself that'll help you hopefully understand that this is not something you're going to learn in a month or a year or even 3 years. So when I started CrossFit 6 years ago, I was mainly a vegetarian, which I know sounds kind of crazy. But when I went to sit down with my mentor about how do I get better, and he said, well, what do you eat? And I told him, and he said, you're not going to get better until you eat meat. And that was his honest opinion. So then I took my level 1 cert about 6 months after that, and we started going through the science of eating. So a little bit more of the zone-based eating, and they described what happens to the body, and this kind of epiphany hit. But I still didn't change much. So for me, my whole life, my goals have been eat less than 2,000 calories a day and try to eat close to about 20 grams of fat a day, which really means I just ate a bunch of carbs, and I just kind of ate every hour or so. I was always grumpy. I constantly had these up and down mood swings, and then I had a lot of gut issues. So slowly after I first opened the gym about 5.5 years ago, I started incorporating this more balanced eating approach. Well, that was all great, but the problem is I wasn't seeing any results. I was down to about 150 pounds, and if I try to find some old pictures and maybe attach them, even though I was skinny, I still didn't even look what I would consider to be lean. So throughout the first couple years, I was just kind of playing with things, and it never really worked until I talked to a bodybuilder of all people. And he basically told me I needed to eat everything in sight and do a bunch of heavy lifting. Well, I went from that 150 to about 180 in about a year, which was great, except I couldn't move. My conditioning was terrible. I wasn't lean. So I started this nutrition training program with somebody smarter than myself. And they basically, the first thing they said to me was, you're addicted to eating. And I said, no, I'm not. And I looked at it and I said, oh my gosh, I am eating all the time. All I'm doing is looking for my next meal or my next snack. So finally, I fine-tuned this into, okay, I need to eat 4 meals a day, and they need to be large meals, which is a very tough thing for me to do, in order to stay full for about 3 to 4 hours. So when you guys see me walking around with these giant plates of food, that's me trying to keep on top of things throughout the entire day. Well, that was going well, except my performance wasn't going well. So I would eat a lot of fat, I would eat a lower amount of carbs, and I was kind of still gaining weight just a little bit, and my performance wasn't where it was, and I wasn't that lean. Well, then I started fine-tuning things and realized I needed more carbs based on my body type, and then I needed a little bit less fat. And that's something I've played with over the past year, and I'm still messing with it almost every couple weeks, just to kind of get to that next stage. So if you notice, that's an entire 6-year journey with food, and I'm still not where I want to be. I know there's a lot of things that give me gut issues that I still haven't really figured out what it is. So that affects me throughout the day, throughout the week. There's timing issues with food that I try to worry about in terms of performance. All of this is not to confuse you, it's just to simply tell you that right now, we want you to just start on this simple food journey and take it over the course of a few years. So what we're going to try to do is roll out a video every week or maybe every couple weeks to explain to you guys a new topic, gets you guys talking about food, thinking about how it relates to your body type or your performance, and then from there we can talk about next steps. So hopefully this is a good first video for you guys. If you have questions, please just email, and we'll talk to you soon.